time to make some noise for the hosts of Thought Spiral. Give it up for Andy Kindler and J. Elvis Weinstein.
When you're the one that's standing there, you reach the final bell.
I knew it would all come together. All we'd have to do is 60 shows, and people would be lined up out the door. But they're not lined up out the door of the club, unfortunately. That was my opening line.
Wow. Yes. Wow. All right. The bar is low.
That's right.
Thank you for coming.
The bar is low?
Yes.
You don't have to pile. You don't have to. He doesn't have to pile on me, does he?
That's the format. Thank you for coming to our show.
Yes.
Appreciate you all being here. I want to point out, normally we like to call people who listen to the show listeners.
Yes. I call them fans when I'm
but I think it's safe to say we have two fans here tonight. We have Perush and Yoshi Yamamoto from Austin and Florida.
From Austin and Florida.
Yes.
Yoshi Yamamoto.
Hey, Yamamoto.
All right, that's what I do every week on the show. For those of you, I see empty seats. It doesn't seem possible. It doesn't seem possible, Josh.
But they're louder than our normal studio audience already. So
the thing that's amazing is the thing I was scared about, Josh, and I want to know how you feel about this. We don't like doing live shows, obviously. I make fun of myself. That's my style. Let me ask you about this, Josh. Josh, I forgot what I was going to say. Hey,
again, our format.
No, I was worried about them seeing behind the curtain, the messy stuff, because we have so many notes when we do the podcast because of all the preparation.
Right.
Hey, Joel, is my comedy playing back there, or is it the jokes that aren't good? What is it? Is it? Are you too far from it? Joel Madison. Were you not going to introduce him later?
I was going to sneak him in later, but
don't bury the lead. What does that mean when they say that? It's LEDE. Did you know that?
Yes, it is.
That's what steamed me, folks. I do my grammatical chunk at the Grammatical Con every year in Vegas.
Yeah.
See? That's the way everyone should laugh at everything, Josh.
The queen of Grammaticon.
Yes. I don't know if you've seen me at Grammaticon. You know that I went to I was at a stand-up show in Cedar Rapids. Now we're into now we've forgotten you're here. I was at Cedar Rapids and they had one of those like a Comic-Con things.
Yeah.
Right?
I've been to those.
There was a woman who was walking down the street, and she had a knife in her hand, and I didn't realize there was the Comic-Con yet, right?
Right.
And then she was like all goth, dressed up.
So you were genuinely scared. I'm already picturing.
Well, no, I'm saying the only reason why she could do it is she was white. Okay? If she was not, do you think a regular, any black person, why is it people silent now? The point is, this is how you know you have white privilege. Oh, yeah, it was so funny yesterday. I walked down the street with my big dagger. Black people can't do that. Or African Americans. We don't know. They don't listen to our show. They've told us. Do you think that this could
That's not entirely true, first of all.
First of all, it's not entirely true. Because
but secondly, I just can't get past being this close to you. It's really, really bugging
maybe
me.
I should stop rubbing your leg. It's not my leg. It's not his popcorn. That's Joel's joke. Joel wrote that joke many years ago. This is the best we've done, I think.
This is really hard.
Is there anybody? No, it's not. No, it's not.
Well, usually you talk to me. That's the thing that's different.
I know. That's
like,
the worst.
Love me.
That's why it was. That's how my duo was.
Was it just you talking and someone else going? Mm-hmm.
Do you know we once had a fight because I went out into the audience almost and ignored him. I was on a roll and he left him in the lamb.
We call that being
a
bad partner, is what we call it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I came back, and then we had a big argument. I realized that he was right, and it was time for me to move on. I'm not saying that we're moving on from this, even though I've had a lot of offers.
You probably saw the marquee outside. I tend to think there's some evidence.
It's unbelievable. He was so insulted by the sign looks awful, but it still could have included him.
Exactly.
Are these people? Are we doing poorly in front of people who are here to see us?
It just wasn't funny.
Oh, okay. I always forget. It could be because what I said wasn't funny.
I got unreasonably annoyed today.
Why?
I was driving up in the hills, and got behind a truck, and it was a truck from Lawrence of La Brea.
I love puns.
Rugs.
I love puns. I like that pun.
But I was behind that truck for 20 minutes. It is not a 20-minute pun.
No,
So
it's not.
I was really mad. And then I saw that then the store was on Beverly, which bugged me even more.
Wait a second. Why do I not get the joke?
Because it's Lawrence of La Brea, which is a shitty pun.
Right.
And it's not even justified.
So is it Beverly? Is it Beverly? Can I add to the joke Beverly of Marina Del Rey, or am I not getting the joke now? What have I done to the joke, Josh? Have I ruined it completely?
If only there was someone where with Beverly in the name you could have pulled on.
Oh, do we have any Beverlys in the crowd? How about Melrose? Is there any Melroses in the crowd? See, this is the kind of thing I do during the podcast to crack him up. And now you see, why are they always laughing during their show? Because I'm doing something crazy like this. This is not the way the classes normally go on,
No,
Josh.
usually it's much...
For the people at home, this is one of our classic. I think we invented this when we both know that we're doing poorly. We will say... We didn't invent it, but we perfected it.
They know.
Oh, because they listen to the show.
Yes.
I don't listen to the show because I don't have time, really. No, I do listen to the show. All right. I didn't think a lull would come that quick, Josh. And I blame myself for all lulls. All lulls.
Also driving through the hills today, let me just get through that.
Do you have anything else that happened to you today? You're driving through the hills?
The other signs that I saw, throughout the hills, there were signs that said, drive as if your children live here.
Oh.
Which I was, but I was driving as if my children were in the car with me. So yelling and threatening to pull over occasionally.
See what happens when I don't. See what happens when I allow him to do material. Normally, I don't. Normally, I don't understand how a straight man works, and I don't mean just sexually.
For the first few months of the podcast, we would get tons of mail each week of people saying, "It's okay, Josh. I heard your joke."
Right. That's right. And I heard your joke. I heard one of your anecdotes that was on the Mark Maron show because I listened back to it. I didn't hear it while you were talking about it.
Oh, right. You had to, right.
Right?
In the room, you were like, what do I say? What do I say? Has he stopped yet? Has he stopped yet?
And I said, this guy's pretty good. I should listen more to him on the show. I can't stand any silence. So I don't know if you need to, do you need to whistle during the jokes?
Wow.
I just flew in today, Josh, and boy, am I tired of my material. That's one of my jokes for my.
Oh.
When everything goes wrong, I will go to my set list for Montreal.
That is our underlying goal tonight is to get Andy on the road to having his speech written for Montreal in 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks?
And
Slightly
yes, in
less,
2 weeks. And also, let's not kid ourselves. We're here for the door deal too. You know what I'm talking about? They said we'd like to give you a guarantee. I said, I don't get on phone. I don't leave house 1 to get on phone 2 to arrive at car 3 unless I get a door deal. I'm four-walling this baby. Joel, they know they should know four-walling, right? Okay.
Yeah, we have the Thought Sparrow glossary available.
Is it a one-off? Have you ever used the expression?
It's a bringer.
one-off?
It's a bringer one-off.
I hate that expression. It's a bringer. No, one-off I don't like either because people think you're supposed to know what it means.
Right.
It's a one-off. You know what? I did find out what it means. It's a one-time thing.
Oh, really?
I hate people. You know what I'm saying? When I went in your house, I mean, I don't see your doggies running up to me and giving and being silent. Even they yip a little bit.
They do. Lucky makes little monkey noises for you.
Was it bothering you?
Last time I was here, actually, someone who was sitting here brought a service animal dog.
That's
which
what
is
they
disconcerting.
said.
Which not a problem, but I wish I would have known because I have a whole different act.
For dogs?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do have a different act for dogs. Yes, I do.
See, and they say I can't be a good Bud Abbott.
I'm not going to wait for you to finish. I'm not going to.
Didn't we talk about Perush? Did we talk about Abbott and Costello on the show recently? Perush will send and goes, I noticed in episode 27 near the first cadenza, Andy started a story, but he didn't complete it. What's up? What's up with that? Perush, is this the only... Please say this is the only... No, you can listen to more podcasts, but...
Like Marin when we're on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm trying to turn you into more of a fan. How much more of a fan could you... You could have dressed up like me, I guess. Would be wear an Andy Kindler mask. What's that? You're really taking this to the next level. I would invite him to dinner. Not this week. I don't know why I said that like that. But this speech I've been doing...
It's just lunch for fans.
It's just lunch.
It's a little service that hooks you up with fans.
Look, my family I'll go to dinner with. You, lunch. Look, you remember my family? One of my loved ones? No. We'll get
lunch.
Breakfast. Lunch, at best. Maybe coffee. And I'm pretending as if I would be someone who they would want to have coffee with, right?
I was just so excited you were staying in character.
Hey, can we sweeten the show now? Thought Spiral, believe it or not, was filmed before a live audience, believe it or not. You wouldn't tell by the reaction. Folks, these are all jokes. Every time I open up my Yap, a joke is going to come out. Or something funny, or certainly intriguing, Josh. Did anything else happen to you today that you can say?
I got sort of irritated a couple times.
Well, give me another example of it.
You're living it.
Are you irritated now?
No, just sort of trying to get into the new rhythm of you not talking to me.
Oh, so you think... Oh, I see. Your objection is the eye contact. He doesn't care that I don't listen to him when I'm in the room with him normally. But now it's because I'm playing to somebody else.
Right.
Don't you think you're supposed to play it both ways?
I think
Do you want me to stare dreamily?
I'm just trying to I just forgot how needy you are in these situations when there's an audience here.
Well, here's the way a duo does it. Don't tell these nice people that you haven't prepared a song. What do you mean? I'd like to tell you that Roger and Scott, I saw a group called Roger and Roger, and they had this bit. And if I've told it to you, it wouldn't be surprising before. But their bit was, let's do the song. And they go, I'm not doing that song, the Jim Croce song, because you're going to do the same thing. I swear I won't do it again. I won't do it this time. Come on. They do that for about 5 minutes.
Sure.
We're not doing it. You will. But remember what happened in Cleveland? That won't happen tonight. And then they do a whole thing. I think it's kind of late. And and then they go, because I want to say I love you with my schlong. And then the guy that goes, you did it again.
Oh, man.
Mac and Jamie, 1989. Mac and Jamie, Igby's.
7 minutes of setup for schlong.
For schlong. And I had to see the bit. No. That may have not been Mac and Jamie. That was Roger and Roger.
It was Roger and Roger at the beginning of the story. So,
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but I thought I'd Mac and Jamie it up. Mac and Jamie used to do a bit. I know that you can hear... It's unbelievable. It sounds like they're doing a show about bar sounds because it's so quiet.
I like the atmosphere.
They're shooting a radio show over there. I've never heard anybody's glass in a drink except during my show.
No.
Don't. You should never apologize for my insecurities.
I think everyone ordered a drink about 5 minutes in.
I'm looking at you now.
Yes, you
Hi,
are.
Josh.
It's creepy.
Oh, you want eye contact?
I want to
How
back
you
to
doing?
one.
Should I
Back
give you?
to one.
Should I give you the look up and down thing? Hey,
Yes,
hey, eyes up here, Josh. So every year I do a speech in Montreal. It's called at the Juste pour Rire Festival.
Yes.
Is that a joke?
Well,
Or is it my
was.
French is a joke?
It was.
And
Anything deliberate you do comes out as a joke.
I can't help but I think funny. Some people say funny things. Other people funny say funny. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Funny.
You know that expression, some people say funny things. Stop moving around your glass, Yoshi. I mean, what are you? I mean, you know the ice is there. You don't have to make a big show of it. Easy, Gallagher. I'm literally telling people to keep it down.
Yeah. People who flew in.
That is so terrible. only I could make you feel, because I know like you flew in, so I want you to feel good, but then another part of me wants to give you the business.
Right.
Was your schedule that open or something like that?
Right.
That's all I have. So I give this speech every year, and Josh has, well, it's not like I'm not, first of all, A, there's no pay, and B, he didn't ask for the job.
No, I don't know how it happened, actually.
Yeah.
Here's the progression was like 2 years ago, you did a joke that I said in the car once. It didn't work, and then you credited me.
I credited him right after that. That was Josh.
So that was great. I didn't even write it for the speech.
Thank you,
but
Josh.
You said it. That was a Josh Weinstein. He said.
That's how I talk?
Yeah, it is.
How you want me to do you again? Yeah, I'm Josh. No, that's
I don't know how to
Andy.
take that.
Andy.
That's Floyd the Barber.
Okay,
Both of them are.
So that's not you then. That's not you. I have so many different characters.
You do a good impression of me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing characters from my very special buffet in heaven, and I always mix them up. Hey, we're at a very special buffet in heaven, Josh. Oh, look, there's Jimmy Durante. Cha-cha-cha-cha.
Try the cha-cha chicken.
He's already written it.
Yeah.
This is the thing he can do. He can write, even if it's garbage, he'll add on to it.
That's right. I will yes and garbage like anyone.
So that was 1 year, but last year
Then last year, Andy had
trouble.
Panic attack, I think is the word, about 3 weeks out.
And we weren't there. My wife. What am I? Who am I? The guy is. My wife said after the speech that she literally was scared that I was going to have a breakdown that morning of the speech.
Yeah, I'm sure she dialed 9-1 and just waited.
I was like, because I always do this the morning of the speech. I give the speech, and it's new material every year, as far as you know, and it's in a hotel room. No, but will eventually be. By the time I'm 80,
it's in a hotel ballroom now.
Andy Kindler's giving his speech, and we're going to have an AARP mixer right after it.
Room 702.
Room 702. It's a conference room. Don't kid yourself. He still can fill a conference room, but it's for small meetings. He's filled a conference room where people would have like a phone in the middle of the table. What is that called? Conference call.
Speakerphone?
Do you really want me? I mean, some of these lines I'm saying are so bad. Aren't you glad I'm going out that way with them?
There's something to that.
Yeah. Can you believe it? We've been together 30 years. So last year, they wrote articles about... Does anyone know the speech I'm talking about? All right. This is.
We talked about this at length last year on the podcast. I know you don't remember anything.
Well, they get very annoyed. People get annoyed whenever I ask questions.
Yeah. Well, I do too.
Yeah, you heard that, right? Yes. Get on with it. Either we have her... Hey, Andy, either we've heard of it or we haven't heard of it. In either case, hopefully you'll have comedy following at some point.
Tonight, the audience is me.
Oh. Is that like THX?
No.
The audience is listening? I did a THX joke. I'm the oldest man in the room. Hey, Dolby C, more like Dolby B with a little extra zets.
They were right about the marquee, by the way. They really were.
Oh, yeah, just by that joke?
You're the man. No, you're the man.
Oh, I am the man. There's no question about it. We wouldn't get this kind of turnout just with you.
True.
Why do I feel like our friends who are actual comedians are in the back, and I think they're judging us already? I wanted Joel Madison to be... and they're back there, and they're miserable. They're at the back table...
Yeah.
What did we gain with this stinking idea?
Let's get some comics in here.
Okay, how about this, Josh?
What were you saying? We were talking about last year.
Oh, so last year, thank you. This is what he does. This is what he does in the real podcast.
It's a good gig. It's a really good gig I have.
Last year, they quoted, like, these are the 12 best jokes from the speech. Every joke was his in the speech. So, right.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And
thank you. The New York Times still said Andy Kindler's joke, of course, but
now you have to pretend I'm in Montreal.
Okay. Oh, we're starting.
No, I don't know if we're starting.
Sure, start. We could use some jokes.
We could use some jokes. Pretend you're in Montreal now. Thanks. I'm going to make this fast. According to the Hollywood Reporter, I'm losing money by not being a comic in L.A. right now. They don't know the article either, Josh. They don't know the article either, Josh. They don't know the goddamn article.
Right,
that was Josh Elvis Weinstein.
Right, see? Are you going to bring a bus on stage with you to throw me under after each show?
Consider yourself thrown. I don't know.
But comics will know that reference because comics were very upset by that article.
And I should probably read it so I can get more familiar with my material.
Yeah, absolutely.
This isn't the way it's going to be on the day of the speech.
No.
It won't be this good. But my wife did say that she thought I was going to cry or something, which I was crying. I wake up in the morning of the speech, and this is the first thing I do, and I'm not lying. I cough like that for an hour.
That's your nervous cough? Is that what that is?
Yeah, and then it's like, even when I'm doing something Felix Unger-like, it's not funny. Remember he used to honk?
Yes.
First of all, how many people are here total, would you say, for a live taping?
70, 80? It's right.
It's like 12 people. So I don't know, what is it that I think what reaction would make me happy when there's 14 people? I'm just joking. Because you don't like when I call attention to the fact.
I was going for theater of the mind, but whatever.
Thanks for coming to this. I've been doing this speech for 22 years. America's Funniest Home Videos is more relevant than this speech. Didn't you write for America's Funniest Home Videos?
I did.
So I
took a shot at both of us with that joke.
Okay. That's not all.
He's going to his stuff now.
No, but I wanted to mix it up.
It's good.
Do you think I should mix it up or they don't know?
Mix it up.
Mix nothing up.
Just try to spend a little time between jokes.
What, talking to you? All right.
Just less shuffle.
Why am I doing this? Okay. Seth MacFarlane says Roseanne is not qualified to be president. Seth MacFarlane, who's not qualified at all to do anything. Seth MacFarlane woke up one day and said, you know what? I'm a crooner now. I'm a crooner. And you know why he's a crooner? Because he paid for an orchestra. And he's telling, do you know I just said Roseanne when I meant Oprah? Why didn't you correct me at home? It's not Roseanne.
I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about. That's
oh my God.
That's why I said nobody knows that he said that.
Because I had the wrong name. He thought I was a moron. Oprah. He said Oprah. It's a better joke now, right?
Yeah.
Because she was thinking
because
of
it's a thing that happened.
I know, but
I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
I thought you always know where I'm going with it.
No, well, I speak a lot of shorthand, but... Okay.
Seth MacFarlane says, Mozanne? Why do I have to write down Oprah's name? Oprah's not qualified to be president. This is a guy who decided to make a Western all of a sudden. This guy has a space-based sitcom, I think. Doesn't he? Does anyone know that show? Yeah. It's horrible, right? Everything he does is terrible, and that's the point of the joke, is that I don't like him that much, and fuck him.
So I think with this joke, you got one burst.
One burst?
As much as you can get out of one burst of anger.
Except MacFarlane. What's he qualified to do? He's qualified to, what's something terrible?
I think you could do crooner. You do crooner, Western, and then you're out.
And they're out. Don't stay with it that long?
Don't go to the notes.
I've been on so few auditions, my manager calls me the Merrick Garland of show business. The Merrick Garland. It's the other way to look at it is...
that's from the good list.
That's from the good... Fuck you, Josh. I'm the Merrick Garland, and he's like the guy. It's never going to work out for me. That's what I wanted to add to it.
I think
is that a decent tag?
Yeah, the explanation. Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
How many? Hey, Josh, let me ask you this: how many versions of the Goldbergs? How many episodes of is it versions, or do they have a spinoff?
No.
See, I heard ice again. Ice. It's no way to hear ice from 20 yards away. It's impossible to hear it unless it's so silent that people are, when people come to my show, they're on the center of their seat. It's a joke, Joel. Look it up. How many episodes? They have a spinoff. Okay. How many spinoffs of the Goldbergs are they going to have before this Jew gets a walk on? Yeah, at the house you hated it.
No,
But he added this. Who does a Jew have to schminkle to get a tuchus on the thing in the deck? How many schmatas do I have to plots before I can get a cavell going in this area? See how we work?
Yes.
He writes the jokes, and I add
you did the joke. I did the schminkle in that case.
That's true, but I performed it.
You did.
I will tell you what's going on. How about this? Hey, here's something. And ABC is picking up Roseanne's show without Roseanne. And they're not replacing her with another funny person. So it's like when Carson left. It's like when I would say if I sold it better, because Jay Leno got the show. Letterman was supposed to get the show. Right? Mince, quince, and the schmintz.
A bince, a quince, and a schmintz.
I know that I said it. That's not a Carson. I can't be a Carson. I've been watching.
May a pregnant yak break water in your jacuzzi.
They don't break water. You know what? It doesn't matter what you say. You say it funny. That's why. They always get quiet. Do they think I'm yelling at you? Do they think it was boring what I just said?
I was already thinking because I've bitched at you already so much that I'm gonna get letters from the guy who gets mad at me when I get.
What does he say? What does he say? That one guy.
The guy gets mad at me when I'm mean to Andy.
Yeah. He's not mean to me. He's reacting like any normal person would react when I tweet at somebody. Why don't you shove it up your ass, Hugh Hewitt? I go hard on Hugh Hewitt.
You do, yes.
I don't know. Don't expect me to go easy on him. This is the best. I'd like to do this in lieu of the speech. Look at these guys. You know why they're laughing? Because they traveled a long distance. You know what I'm saying? They may not even think it's funny, but like I have a lot invested in this trip.
They're just happy to get a drink not off a cart at this point.
Not off a cart.
A cart.
My friend Larry says that all the time, the only time he ever hears the word stir stick is on a plane. And it's true. I don't have any material about it, but it's like, why are they who's the brilliant genius? You're looking at your goddamn watch already? I saw that. I can't have my partner looking at my watch. You were at my wedding.
I was.
And at my wedding, we had a guy who played like gentle piano, and I went to go thank him. And as I was going up to thank him, he was doing this, checking his watch to see how much time he had left.
Oh, I thought he was nodding off.
Well, that would be the crowd. It was a very funny anecdote. Who cares what it was specifically? Here's the thing. I have a lot of emotional problems. Part of the podcast is me dealing with my emotional problems. And Josh, I thought was going to be like a therapist type. And I also thought he was going to be an expert man. And you know nothing, and you're not particularly empathetic.
No, it's true.
Yeah. And I'm always worried that he's mad at me. And last show, you got mad at me. It hasn't come out yet. And I think you felt bad that you got mad at me. Because now why though? But it's a character, right?
It was. I think it's because you were melting down about the speech and the joke writing again. And I was like, oh fuck, not again. We
went to Mel's Dime. We're not bragging. I went to Mel's Dime. I mean, it's not just happened to be where we went. It's funny because it's not a great restaurant. We went there last year, and I almost cried. What was that like for you? This is the first time I've collaborated with people. Not really. This is the first time I've ever collaborated with somebody. And but didn't I look frightened at that meal at Mel's last year?
Yeah, it was really tense.
And I kept imagining,
which is really annoying when you're there to help someone.
That's right. That's how empathetic he is.
I'm writing jokes for him. He's going, "Stop judging me."
Yeah. He may be exaggerating how I was, but still. But because I think if Josh is quiet, that you're thinking something negatively about me. That's why I know I have my own problems.
Right.
Look at that.
Yeah, well,
Look at that.
Once in a while,
Hey,
twice a day thing with this broken watch.
Well, every once in a while you've sent me a zinger on a text. You sent me a zinger once, and I cried for days after.
Yeah.
We got an argument about. We've had a few, not really long.
There's
arguments.
usually like one thing per week that sticks in your craw at least till therapy, and I never know what it is until the next week.
Oh. Well, I came into the last podcast thinking I was going to talk about my mental health and that it would be a topic that would be great because that's what the people. I don't even know what I don't even know there are people listening to it. And I started to complain about it, and it just sounded like I was complaining. What I'm telling you, it's not as easy as it looks.
But like the other week, you were all proud of yourself because you've started singing in public.
Yes, that's true.
and I was questioning why that was such a great decision. And then a week later, I found out you were all upset that I was going, why are you proud of yourself for singing in the grocery store aisle?
Right. But the thing is, I thought Yoshi's left the show. He came here from Florida, and he's had enough. Yoshi flew across the country. Let's see what's in the big room. So I got upset. Okay, but I also showing emotional, spiritual growth because if my wife thinks if we're in the supermarket and I start doing any kind of a bit, she doesn't like him in the supermarket.
No.
She doesn't want attention called to herself with my crazy bit. So that's where I realized I shouldn't be singing that loud.
Right.
That other people hear me, but I need to sing more because I was born to sing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I cut you off.
No, that's okay. I was just commiserating with Susan.
No, because what Susan and you are saying is, like, what happened was I was singing a little bit louder than normal.
What's normal, first of all? What's the baseline for
nothing.
singing in a grocery store?
It should be nothing. It shouldn't even be humming. But I'm singing an Adele song, and I'm in the checkout line, and this woman says to me, she's one of the women who works there. I go, oh, that's very nice, she says. And that's all I've ever wanted. So I think I've wanted someone to hear me, and I've wanted them to say, hey, not bad, and now let's shut it down in public places.
Okay, so you've achieved, it's like bowling the perfect game and quitting, kind of.
Right. Or my other idea is to put on a chorus line at a Gelson's and just, you know what I'm saying? I can do that. I can do that.
Here's the meat aisle. God, I hope I get it. I hope I get it.
I hope I get it. My favorite one, you told me the Rent, that's the greatest musical. 6,045 minutes in an hour. 4 million hours in a I can't pay my rent. What's up with the rent? I'm really getting nervous. The rent's coming soon. Is that one of the songs?
Yes, right after. Just got my blood test.
Wait, is that a joke about...
Just move on.
Okay. Lease with an option to buy. Lease with an option to buy. Hey, landlord, what you trying to do to me? Or any songs in the Rent like that?
They're all like that.
Hey, landlord, what's your problem? I remember I do this.
First of the month. First of the month. First of the month. It's time.
I did this. Here's my impression of people in musicals. I don't have to sing that well because I'm the neighbor's wife. I'm supposed to be a regular fella, so that's the way I sing. See? I saved that. Have I said that on the podcast before?
No, it's fucking...
Saved it. Saved it. And you tell me that I'm a selfish mother... Paul Manafort is going to be starring in a new show. It's a spinoff of Mannix. Joel Mannix. Okay. Clap if you know the reference Mannix. That can't be. They're lying, right? Okay. And so he's starring as It's a spinoff of Mannix. It's called Manafort, and it's him just trying to get to his car. Because that's all they do. I'm so sick of that footage. I get nervous during that footage because it's the same footage every time,
right.
And I know every scene in that footage. Oh, that guy! You know the one where.
But there's none of them are as good as Michael Cohn slamming the microphone.
Every time I go, oh. I don't get that. That's not her hand, first of all.
Right.
And then I get what happened to that mic.
Right.
And those
they're
people
going to get in trouble because of Michael Cohn.
And did you see the other person in there? And then who's like the other person runs ahead of Michael Cohn and comes around to catch Michael Cohn walking into the folks. It doesn't matter whether you've seen it. It doesn't matter whether it's funny. It doesn't matter whether it's relevant. It doesn't matter whether you don't care about it. It's all about the process. Right?
Yeah. Go to the joke.
How's my voice doing?
It's Kim Carnesy. It's raspy.
I just sold. I was on Portlandia this year. I don't know if you knew that. I was on Portlandia. Thank you. I just sold a new show. It's called Jewlandia. That's all I got so far. It's Jewlandia.
From the makers of First Thought Theater, it's Jewlandia.
Jewlandia, where it's all colorful. It's like Portlandia, but they're all different, colorful.
But every character is a medical professional.
Yeah. And so when I finish the joke, boy, are you going to be jealous. Am I showing too much into the curtain for them?
No. People will see how much work you put in between now and Montreal.
So I have a podcast now.
Wow.
Every week we do this thing. It's like a job. I miss the old days where a desperate comic would just do a one-man show, lose a bunch of money, and be done with it completely. Wasn't those and just retire. Just realize they're not interesting. See, I'm starting to add zets. I add zets to all the jokes. I don't just take a joke and, you know what I'm saying, I make a meal out of it.
Snack on another one.
Oh, wait. There's two jokes. Oh. I know a lot of, this is going to be good. I know a lot of people have sexual assault material these days. Me too. No, wait a second. Now, I don't even know if the joke's good. Now I'm angry that I got that reaction. Is this like a prank that you did?
No, but it was...
Okay, you're booing. You're booing because you're thinking that don't even talk about it. Or at least do a funny joke, is what you're saying. What do you think?
That's a placeholder for a funny joke.
I know a lot of people have sexual assault material these days. That's not clumsily written. I know. How would start putting him down? Yeah. What's up these days with the people? You know, a lot of people talk about. You know, a lot of people talk about sexual assault. Me too. No, something there. I think if we add a joke,
do another one.
Okay.
As he said, time's up. See, it's a tag. He tagged the Me Too joke.
But
you took it too seriously.
I'd like to apologize. You know, with all this Me Too stuff happening, I'd like to apologize to the women I dated in my 20s for my wanted advances. Okay? I mean, I realized it was consensual. It just wasn't good. Oh my God, I'm killing. It's like I brought ringers in here. Okay, you like that one? A lot of these people these days have sexual assault material. Me too. I have OCD, so I worry about almost everything. This is all true. I've worried that I've accidentally started a forest fire because I drove through a place a month earlier. I've worried that I've hit people with my car without knowing it. I worry that I've offended people who didn't even notice me. But even I have never worried that I ever asked a woman if I could take out my... Am I opening with this? I'm opening with this one, right? I fucked it up, but I'll save it though. But even I have never asked a woman if I could take out my penis and masturbate in front of her in a casual setting. It's Louis C.K. So, right. So now the question should I, talk about talk about doing something in front of someone that someone doesn't want to see. What about Louis season 3? Do you think I could make this joke work? I think I can.
I think if you don't stop and go, oh my God, what am I about to say in the middle?
Oh, I think your impression of me. I know, joke's a joke. We were all here for fun. But when you put that much mustard on the hot dog, I gotta say, I'm not happy with it. I went out for a commercial once, Josh, where the line was, take this guy to the doghouse. And that was it. And then it was like an announcer. Take him to the doghouse. And I thought, there's no way that they're going to have that sound be the. And that's who ended up being. It was some guy doing it that way. I thought it was a joke.
And what did you do?
I said, I don't remember what I did because during the audition, the guy said, it was me and another guy. We had to operate the footage that we were looking at, as well as acting. And I think those who've seen me act know that I usually go in for audition. And I go, look, before I start, I get it. I can't act. I get it. That's the elephant in the room. Yes, it's true that I'm saying funny things before the audition because when I start, I'll have no connection.
And he's going to the page. Which
now, while I'm looking for the next one,
I'll do some of my Montreal material while you're looking.
You could say something interesting in your day.
Hey, he's going for the thing. Hey, he's going for another page. Hey, he's riffing through it. I got the commercial.
Oh, that I would believe. My long-suffering this is from my set that I'm going to be doing on TV in Montreal. My long-suffering manager is here. Nothing to do with my career. He just has lower back pain. You like that one?
No.
Are you supposed to ever have that reaction? Is that good? Not so much.
Nah.
You're sweating tonight.
I am.
Is it because I'm doing so poorly?
We've become like the Corsican brothers. He eats it, I sweat.
I don't even know what that reference is. Who are the Corsican brothers?
The ones who hit each other. One feels the...
Oh. 10 minutes to my Triangle Shirt Factory chunk. Oh, it doesn't seem funny now. Okay, here's the joke. I go back the next day. I go, look, I know there was a terrible thing, but are my pants gone? Sammy, you made the pants too long. Am I going to get a copy of this so I can listen back? You may have seen me on Dying Up Here this season. Anybody see me on Dying Up Here? I'm hoping to be. Oh, I should let the clap. I'm hoping to be back next season. Is it a good sign when the only character you're connected to on a show dies on a roller rink at the end? Is that good? Spoil my career alert. Those of you who don't.
I actually wrote "spoil my career alert" in caps. There.
In caps. Spoil my career alert. Spoil my career alert. I'm on the show and I play the. Has anyone watched the show? Okay, so is anyone taping it? Because the guy I represent, are we sure he dies, or is it one of those things next season?
Well, he's lying motionless with shit coming out of his mouth. That's all I know.
Yeah, I think he is dead. Not as funny as we wrote it. Okay. I'm very proud to say that I haven't tweeted at Ricky Gervais or had insane Twitter fights with his fans for over a year. I've also stopped getting new followers, but it's worth it, I guess. I don't believe in this joke, but I should believe it.
It worked a little.
I think I should believe it. I don't think people would believe I'd have followers. Maybe I don't believe.
But the joke is people only follow you because you're fucking crazy.
Right. But did you get that, people, individually at your tables? Hey, vamp a little bit.
So, what was my first time I ever came to the Improv? I'll think of that.
Oh, yeah.
I was brought Jeff Cesario, very funny comic, flew me out from Minneapolis. I was 20 years old, brought me here. It was everything he wanted to be. It was the big scene in 1992, and there was Seinfeld was here, and Bill Maher was here, and Barry Sobel, I think, was here. And,
I got a name.
Bud was walking around telling people to clear the hall, and it was all very...
And it wasn't charming when you were there when he did it.
It was the first time.
Yeah, the first time it was iconic.
Clear the hall, people.
Clear the hall.
And then Cesario introduced me to Seinfeld, who I had met a couple times and actually had long conversations with a couple times.
Yeah.
Still didn't remember me.
Seinfeld, he's so warm.
And he goes, well, you look like a funny guy. So if the Nazis, if they ever come looking for comics the way the Nazis looked for Jews, you're in.
Oh my God.
That was my advice.
That's his advice to you?
Yeah.
If they ever come looking for Nazis, who are these Nazis? Who? I love Seinfeld. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to cover up because he's going to use me on something. He won't. But that's all I'm just saying. I don't have any.
He'll have you on Get Coffee.
Yes. Hey, that sets up one of my jokes. James Corden is going to be in a new show. Comedians in it's a carpool karaoke spinoff. Comedians in cars getting coffee spinoff. James Corden and his pals drink horrible coffee while singing karaoke. He's endorsing Keurig, is why I'm mad. He's British, and he's endorsing the worst coffee that's ever been produced on this planet. You must have seen these commercials. And he says to a guy, you like that? Well, then you're a Keurig man. No British guy. He's not a Keurig man. People who drink coffee are not a Keurig man. Why is he endorsing coffee? And why don't I have a show? And what happened to my career? And why was it self-sabotage? Or was it more, he never really had it?
All right. I'm coming back closer now that you're done with that bit.
I appreciate that you called it a bit. You know what? I don't think I can perform in a live audience and just do a Mike Douglas kind of conversation with you.
No, you don't think so? You don't think that's going to work out?
No. I'll try it.
Yeah, sure.
But, you know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, I like to go to the crowd. Again, it sounded like a cascade of ice. And I heard that door. There's no way you could hear that door open when you're there. I heard it open.
This is why when we do the podcast, I literally clear the table of anything. Nothing on the table. There's 2 mics, and that's it. Because anything that comes across his radar comes out his mouth.
Oh. What? I thought you were setting me up for... How does he know I have ADHD? I'm still shocked that anybody knows anything about me. Well, you're doing a podcast.
Right.
How's that going to know
You do a podcast where you talk about every facet of your life.
Everything.
Every week for 60 weeks.
Right. You don't have to, you could tone down the anger a little bit. I'm a little mad that Hannah Gadsby stole my thing of quitting comedy during your set, okay? That's my bit. I've never said it, but anyone who's seen me do a set in the club, there's no comical bells quicker than me on the entire... You can tell during my sets that I thought... You can tell without me saying it that I think it was a serious mistake that I even got into stand-up. That's me being ambivalent about my bit. My career was my bit. That's his joke, and that was a goddamn good joke. Am I right now?
It was, yeah. The first part with the laughs, that was mine.
Look, A, I'm a genius. B, no genius ever uses the A-B method. A, unified field theory. Hey, Joel, this is true, Joel, that Einstein was able to come up with the unified field theory, but he wasn't able... he was able to come up with the theory of relativity, but Joel, he wasn't able to come up with the unified field theory. Nice going, Einstein! We wrote that joke together, right? Way to go, Einstein! Because Einstein's a negative now. Oh, you spilled the milk. Nice going, Einstein.
Oh.
You think I over-explained?
Maybe.
Wait till we get to the audience questions, and it's going to be...
That's coming up soon.
You're going to see Perush.
I can't come soon
1
enough.
foot from your nose. Perush is going to be, how come you don't do more live shows? How come you don't have listeners live in your apartment with you? How come... And how come you guys aren't growing your listener base? No, he wouldn't say that.
No, he would try to help.
Netflix won't stream. You don't have to get like silence at, when someone's delivering a eulogy before every joke. I once.
It's more like there's someone delivering a eulogy than explaining the eulogy.
Yes. I swear to God, though, Josh, this happened. I went to a funeral in L.A. I am not lying.
So far, I buy it.
It's totally true. And the guy said, "How's every? Are you all doing okay this morning?" And he goes, and nobody said anything. He goes, "You can do better than that." Oh, even at a funeral now, we got to be high energy at a funeral.
Did he have a T-shirt cannon as well?
No, but my father's ashes were shot out of a cannon.
Really?
It's pretty good. You know, at my father's funeral, my mother turned to me and she said, "Andy, I have to, but you." Familiarize yourself with the joke that's based on. You'll be howling.
Is there another Netflix there?
Netflix won't. Oh, Netflix won't stream my special because they say it requires buffering to enjoy. You know how you're watching something that's not quite coming in? That's good for me. What is he saying? Gives you a chance to decide to change the channel. Gives you the chance. See how I take what you did, and yours was gold, but I still got more out of it. That's a winner.
You got blood from a bloody thing.
That's right. Who's the genius rocket scientist who came up with the idea of the space program? All right, now, Netflix keeps making comedy sets shorter and shorter. I'm waiting for this new show, 90 people who each make a funny noise special. I love the mouth-smacking guy. Once again, only your material is getting laughed.
So like last year.
Folks.
That was your premise.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm starting a charity called Comedians Without Borders. We follow the Doctors Without Borders around the world trying to get free medical care. And this is not to be confused with my old charity, Comedians Without Boundaries. Hi, I'm Andy Kindler. Who bucks the room? Huh? Are you two looking like that is for us because we should leave your house? That's me too long at a party. I always... Comedians Without Boundaries. Gosh, I know I should have had this better.
Well,
organized.
A little better organized would have been okay. A little more showcraft. But
They don't call it show. They don't...
I didn't actually prepare anything to say between your jokes.
Okay, here's some little lines. Now, if you know, like if you want to take this home and run with it, Jack. My wife got a restraining order on my comedy. Okay, just a line. I've never been a huge fan of gotcha comedy. Say nothing.
Wait,
how can you take nothing?
Was there a thing?
It's like
I've never been a fan of gotcha comedy. Then the punchline? Is there?
No. It's more like, huh?
Wow. Okay. You don't do gotcha comedy. You do I don't get it comedy.
That's right. What he said was right. You know,
it was right to try to have a punchline attached.
Well, it was right. It was right to
good
try
one.
and fill up the silent void. I swear to God, if Madison
I didn't go
left,
for the stand-up statement.
Exactly. I have a new show coming out. I don't know if you're aware of
That's
this.
fantastic.
It's called
Congratulations.
Punching Down with Andy Kindler. I just go out on the streets and make fun of like homeless people. Hey, a nice shirt. Are you homeless? Very, very sorry to hear that. Punching down with Andy, not punching up.
That's why the speech works.
Right.
It's because you're always punching up.
Right.
And you know he's punching up because if he talks about someone you've heard of, he's punching up.
I like that joke, Josh.
You should
I'll
say
be
it.
able to sell it.
I know.
Because they're thinking you're mocking me.
Right.
They're
And-
thinking you're mocking me.
Will you stop doing that?
Will you stop doing that?
I feel like people are disappointed. He's got.
Of course people are disappointed.
I know. He's thinking, I flew from Florida for this.
It's sad to me that people laugh more at the not live version
Yeah.
at home, alone.
I can hear more laughs at home. This I have to shoehorn in because it's a Hitler thing, so I have to shoe it in. Trump is like if Hitler couldn't find Poland on a map. Right?
Right. That's Mark Brazil's favorite joke.
Well, Mark Brazil knows these people don't know. That's why I never think I have to write something more. It's like they don't get it.
Okay. It's paper shuffling now.
I keep going back. This is the story of my fucking career. I hear someone in another room having fun. That's all. 30 years of hearing someone in another area celebrating. Which one? Oh.
Yes, he will.
Trump is like if Hitler couldn't find Poland on a map. Josh, I can't find material. Should we start questions while I'm trying to find it?
Yeah, I think we should. Let's. If anyone has some questions, we've got a mic here. I insist that both Perush and Yoshi Yamamoto ask a question, since they do every week on the podcast.
If those of you who listen to the podcast, and if you are, what a surprise. Know that we do questions. And we ask the listeners if they have questions. And Josh usually hosts that part. They say they don't want to see the sausage being made, Josh. Is it on?
Okay.
I can't hear you.
Yeah. Is it on?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it? You literally said, "Is it on?" He was as close to saying, "Is this thing on?" As that's like the old comics used to do that. Is this thing on?
Okay.
Well, it was actually a thought spiral reference from. Okay, never mind. So, when is Andy bringing music to the music segment of the podcast?
When is Andy bringing music to the music segment? Andy, focus.
I will be because I was an actual musician, and I wasn't very good if I say it that way. I was an actual musician. It was a real thing. And on the podcast, we talked about some of my early songs, Karen, which is the worst song that's ever been written. I wrote it when I was 16 about a woman I didn't want to date, and the whole song is about, I can't date you, Karen. If you think I'm dating you, get that out of your mind. But then Josh, I wish those were the lyrics, because that's better than I wrote.
Yeah.
Karen.
More sensitive.
This is the song. Karen. This is a serious song, too. Karen, don't waste your time on me. Karen, can't you see? You need someone who will help you be strong. You need someone who will help you belong. But Karen, that person isn't me. It sounds like a bad Alan Sherman song. That you're like I'm putting the woman down. I have another joke. Oh, I will be doing it, but I have music, and I am going to do it. I am going to do it, but I haven't done it because I haven't done anything until this. I've done anything except stand-up until Josh said, why don't you try a podcast? Because I have a lot of problems, and I need to be home in case show business calls. And I can't go out in case show business will call. So I will be bringing my music soon
Do you have another joke you want to try before
Yes.
next question?
Jeremy Piven has been accused of sexual misconduct. I wonder if this will put a dent in his likability. I certainly hope he... What is he trying to do? A Jeremy Pivot? See, I was doing that with... No, you said that wouldn't work. But you also...
I did say that.
What, is Jeremy Piven doing the Jeremy Pivot?
I think it'll work the third time, though.
What's the...
No, I do. I really do.
What do you think I'm doing? A Jeremy Pivot? Who died and made Who died and made Jim Belushi a big star? Still a solid joke.
It is.
Still a solid
It really
joke.
is.
Who died and made Jim Belushi a
That
big
I can
star?
get behind.
You can, but I cannot tell you how many people neither know John Belushi or Jim Belushi, or they don't like the joke.
Yoshi.
Has Andy smoked pot today?
I have not smoked pot today. That's
Why?
what I was going to give to this podcast, was me completely organized and focused. It didn't work. I should have smoked pot today. Maybe it's not the pot that's stopping me. But I do smoke pot a lot, and I've spent $200 a week. My wife doesn't know. Because
Well, she won't learn from the podcast. We know
she's
that.
not going to listen. Believe me. Believe me. Last thing she needs to hear is more sarcasm from me at a low level. What was I saying, though?
Smoking pot. $200 a week.
That's why.
Yeah, no shit.
As soon as it's legal on January 1st, I've been going back and spending about $200 a week because I'm afraid that Jeff Sessions will, make it illegal. So I'm stocking up, and I buy everything.
That's what W.C. Fields did after Prohibition, too.
He stocked up on...
He filled up his attic with liquor, and everywhere he could, he would put boxes of liquor.
I thought you were going to say that he had bank... this one, too,
Yeah,
right?
bank accounts all over the country, too. And he apparently practiced his juggling act every day in case he had to go back to it.
Oh, but I sing in the supermarket, and I'm the bad guy. You know what? I would put a bullet in my head before I would be practicing my juggling in case I have to go back to it. That's when you know. Well, it was a horrible recession. I guess I could take up... remember I bought that magic trick from the store once? Where the one bunny becomes three bunnies?
Every day I work that trick.
Maybe I'll get back to that.
If juggling is your safety net, hitting the ground ain't that bad.
I told you I used to love to I wanted to hypnotize people.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I don't know if I had the wrong watch.
Get calm. Are you calm? Why are you calm? Wait, are you calm yet?
Huh?
What is the thing with this watch? What the hell? Oh, a Hamilton. Oh, I saw Hamilton. What? Oh, all right. I'm counting backwards from 100. 78, 25, 18. What the fuck is this?
See how what cruelty can cause.
I needed that. I was just a school marm all night. I needed a little something. Anyone else have a question they like to?
Andy?
I have one more. Oh, you got it.
Josh?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Hi. I was wondering if you could thought spiral about Kids Court.
Oh, Kids Court.
Well, Kids Court was a because everybody emailed me. Hey, Paul Provenza had a show. Paul knows he had a show called Kids Court, and he couldn't care less about it. And he couldn't care less that we had the same name because we didn't get it from him, and who cares? But that's not what killed the show. It was me. This was the greatest show that has ever been on television, and I loved it.
And it wasn't on television either.
And it wasn't on television.
It was on
and
the
I
web.
believe in it more than I believe in my own act, which means nothing. But I was like a people's court, but for little kids, and he was the bailiff, but he was a puppet. Bernie the
bailiff. That's right. Wow. Bernie the bailiff has never gotten applause.
I can't believe you were able to remember that voice.
Still available on YouTube, but it was Nerdist put it out.
It was on Nerdist.
Post Hardwick Nerdist.
Yeah.
think.
Hey, I hope if anything ever happens to me, like happening to Chris Hardwick, that I have more friends who'll come to my defense. That's what I hope.
He really gave that.
I'm going to
gave that a good
do the follow-up line too.
Do the line.
The good thing though is he can now host a show after his career. Did I do that right?
Right after his career.
Right after
yeah.
his career.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that still says, if he makes a comeback, he's not going to use you now. Questions?
Anyone else?
Yeah. Oh, Andy, it's Nick, your friend
Hi,
from
Nick.
Tosh. Hello. Right over here.
Hey, Nick.
What's up?
Oh, this is I have an actual friend.
Yes.
Not only is Nick an
Actual
actual friend.
What the fuck?
Nick is you're showbiz friend, but he is an actual friend. And do you if you don't recognize him, Josh, you should recognize him.
No.
Why should you Well, you can't see him that well.
No, I don't know.
He's in the audience shots on I Wish I Was Bitter.
Yeah.
And he's a comedian and a writer, but back then there were a lot of luminaries who would come out and see me. We had Todd Glass on that shot.
Yeah.
Sorry for ruining
That's
your
luminaries like me and Todd. Glass.
You and your B-roll dropping.
B-roll.
Right. My question is, now that Netflix brought back Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, are you resurrecting your Queer Eye bit?
Don't think I hadn't thought it, but it's a little bit too old. What? They don't have Christian eye for the Jewish eye for the Christian guy. Why don't you put your money in the bank? I'm a Jew. I know about money. What are you putting mayonnaise on that corned beef sandwich? I'm a Jew. You put mustard. Hey. You know what? I'm convinced now to bring it back because I got to laugh on it.
Should.
Mike going around. Anyone?
Wait, should I do another joke?
Sure.
Okay, here's another joke. Finally, the golden... Okay, here's the thing. I have OCD, and I have a terrible... So here's things that OCD people... I'm not going to be able to pull this off. But here's the thing for OCD people. I think... Like, I'll wake up in the morning, and I'll say... Am I a serial killer, but I forgot, or something like that? Because you have intrusive thoughts. You don't want them to come into your head. But so my big thing is I'm going to get caught for something I didn't do. It doesn't matter. So now I'm thinking, I used to play Laughs Unlimited in Citrus Heights when the Golden State Killer was around there. And is there a chance that I was involved and I don't remember?
No. It was that long.
You don't answer my jokes.
No, I just know that you never would have killed there.
That's it. I had that joke written. Wait. I had this written. Finally, I can clear my name. In the late 80s, I was under investigation in Sacramento because of how much I killed it at Laughs Unlimited in Citrus Heights. Yours was better because, in general, you're better with jokes. You're good with jokes, and I'm good with the savers. Don't give up on me, kids. I finally got you laughing at how horrible I'm doing. No, I think we're doing. This is like the best thing. We're going to be doing more. Hey, Kevin James' career has been canceled. No, that's not the joke.
Andy, I have a question.
Joel Madison, ladies and
Joel
gentlemen.
Madison finally making his
You
guest
knew I'd
appearance.
get in somehow.
Yes.
Listen, I know this is obscure, but I always want to know this, Andy. If you were an entertainer in like the 40s and 50s,
I thought you were going to
to
stop at if you were an entertainer.
Well, I could have stopped right there. You're right.
That's too far. I have to, but you?
He had a hat.
He had a hat.
He had a hat.
Oh,
Sorry,
we got
go
a
ahead.
light.
Go ahead, Joel.
Go ahead,
Taste
Joel.
the spoon. All right. If you were an entertainer in the 40s and 50s, who would you be having feuds with?
Wait, is this a joke from my thing? No.
No, I don't
You're
think
saying
so.
for real?
Yeah, who would you be having
you
a feuds
think Bob
with?
Hope's funny? I'd be all over him.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Eddie Cantor.
Eddie Cantor?
Right.
You know what? He's not even enough to be a rabbi, Cantor.
Red
I don't know
Skelton.
the exact bit.
Red Skelton.
Red
Would
Skelton.
you have a problem with him?
Yeah, I do. Well, actually, really have a problem with him. He feeds. No, it's not good.
No, Ishkabibble, would you?
Ishkabibble.
Ishkabibble, what's your thoughts?
Five-ish Finkel, more like
More like Forvish Finkel.
four-ish Finkel.
George Gobel, what are your thoughts?
The Ritz brothers. Who?
George Gobel.
George Gobel. I get it. His last name's like Goebbels. Is that good? Anything?
No.
Give me one more celebrity.
He did George Goebel for the block right there. Is that what he just did?
That's a Hollywood Squares joke. It was a goddamn good one.
Did they bury Toady Field's leg with her?
Oh, that was my aunt.
Was Toady Field's
Field's
leg waiting for her in heaven?
No, I'm not doing these jokes, folks. And I apologize to the people who came here to see real humor.
Mark wanted to follow that up.
Yeah, please follow that up, Mark Brazil.
You could follow it up.
Come on, Mark.
What about Hitler, dude? Andy.
Yeah.
It's Andy Letterman. You wouldn't attack Hitler?
Hey, oh!
You didn't go after Hitler? You were just going to let him slide because Bob Hope or what?
Oh, no. Oh, I said, why didn't I go after Hitler? You know, Trump is like Hitler, except at least Hitler was a veteran. I used to do a joke, and I used to do a joke that said, the Dane Cook phenomenon reminds me of Germany in the 30s. There's a guy yelling, you don't get it, but all your friends like it. But Dane Cook is worse than Hitler because at least Hitler had a point of view. Andy Letterman, a hilarious comedian, was right there. You're here for the next show, though, right? Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
You said, are you happy to support live comedy?
Any other questions before we call it a disaster? All right.
Andy,
No.
Hold on.
No.
Andy, hi. Kurt Metzger, long-time listener, first time.
Oh, first time, long
Yeah.
time. Kurt Metzger, this is some... Maybe we should have spiced up the show by having comics on it.
No, I
time
want
we
to
will.
watch. I just listen. But we're talking about the greatest show of all time. That Kids Court thing sounds pretty good. But did you forget another show? And a lot of people don't remember this show. It was, I think, the greatest show ever, and its time has come again. It was called Are You Hot? Okay? And here's the premise. It was Lorenzo Lamas, Rachel Hunter, and someone else that I never heard of, and people who thought they were hot would come out in a bathing suit, men and women, and they all had laser pointers. Lorenzo Lamas would take a laser pointer, they all would, and they would point out where you're not as hot as maybe you thought. It was called Are You Hot? Am I hot?
I love that.
But I want to reboot it. Here's my twist.
Okay.
All the judges are children with laser pointers.
No, the opposite. You just tell children where they're ugly. It should be grown-ups pointing the kids out.
When I hear it, I think of old Jews just going, I'm hot. Are you hot? I'm very hot. Is it hot? That's our show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, everybody. No, that's really the show. I know it ended poorly, but that is the show. We don't have a big ending at home either. Yoshi, thank you for flying in. Parush.
Thank you both for coming.
The Comedy Lab audience is the greatest in the world. There's
over,
another
Andy.
show. I don't
It's
care.
over.
It's over.
It's over.
I don't leave the stage till I leave. The show's not over till my career is over. I don't care if he left. Bye.